Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of the Jazzmaster build. In this video, we are going to go over wiring. We're going to wire this guitar entirely from the top down, which includes the pots, the output jack, the pickup switch, and the pickups. Now keep in mind, this is a 2-volume guitar. There is no tone circuit. So each pickup gets its own volume. In order to do this, I chose a 1 meg pot for the neck pickup and a audio 250K pot, mini pot for the bridge pickup. So keep this in mind while you're watching it. There's no tone circuit. So let's get straight to it. All right, the first thing I like to do is put the pots in. And I like to do as much wiring of the pots outside the body cavity as possible. So what we're going to do is make ourselves a little template and put the pots on the template. So take a little piece of cardboard like this, and we're going to trace out the holes. Like that. And we're going to mount to those holes. And we're going to have the tines facing each other, and that should work great. The first thing we are going to do is take these third tines. So this one here, if we're counting 1, 2, 3, it's number 3, and this one here, 1, 2, 3, number 3, we're going to be bending those back and grounding those to the top. Once we do that, we're going to twist them to face each other, and then we're going to take a jumper wire from the top of this one to the top of this one to connect them together. Alright, we got those in there. I spared you watching me do this next step, lucky you. But I went ahead and grounded this wire that's going to the bridge. So it's this cloth covered wire right here. It's grounded to the top of this pot, and it leads through a hole here, and it goes back to the bridge assembly and touches the metal of the bridge. So all of it is grounded together. Alright, the next thing that you're going to want to do is mount the pickup selector switch, which is this one, and run the wiring. And you want to make sure you do this next, because where you run the wiring through the body cavity is underneath the pickups. So you can't mount the pickups before you do this. So it's always good to do this and mount the switch and get those wires run all the way through the body. Make sure you mark those wires for what their destination is going to be. Alright, wiring a switch is actually relatively easy. It's pretty straightforward. So you'll see here you have these tines, this top one right here, these middle two which meet right here, and this bottom one right here. So we'll call these from the top 1, 2, and 3. The top one, when your switch is flipped up, that is your neck pickup. So that turns on your neck pickup. When it's down and in the middle, it goes to this right here. When so this is both your neck and bridge tines, and they meet and you wire those together. So that's middle position. And then this bottom tine right here is your bridge position. So the top one is going to the neck pickup volume. The bottom one is going to the bridge pickup volume. And these two in the middle here are going directly to the hot tip of your output jack. So the hot part of your output jack. And you have a lug back here that's ground, and that's going to be grounded to your volume pots. So I like to do these one at a time. Even if I have multicolored wires, I like to do these one at a time. So we're going to start with the neck. So this top tine right here. Alright, the wire from the neck part of the selector switch is going to this middle tine of this volume pickup. Alright, now we're doing the bridge. So the wire coming from the bridge part of the switch goes into this middle tine on this volume. Alright, and finally the middle tine position, so this right here is going to be wired directly to the hot output of your output jack. So the hot tip of your output jack. You're going to need a lot of wire for this one. Okay, so we got that wire all the way through. When you are wiring to your hot lead, the tine that you need as your hot lead is the one that is in the middle of the two wafers. So you're going to have one that's on top, that's exposed on top, which is this one right here, and then the one in the middle of the two wafers. And the one in the middle of the two wafers is your hot lead. Now for the final step in wiring up the pickup selector switch, we're doing the ground nut, which is the ground lug, which is going to be wired to the volume pot. The ground wire from that volume pot is going to this lug on the output jack, and again it's the lug that is not between the two wafers, it's on top of the last wafer. Alright, now we're ready to install the pickups. Generally with P90s, it takes 2 screws through these 2 holes right here. The screws go in the holes and they go through these springs and they go directly into the body. And I generally like to mark one of the leads with a piece of tape that says either B for bridge or N for neck, just so I don't get mixed up later. Alright, so we got the pickups installed, and next we need to wire them in. And I'm not going to be able to show you this because unfortunately this pickup, or this control cavity, is very small. But basically you are going to wire the hot lead to the end tine. So for on this one, the volume, for the bridge pickup, counting 1, 2, 3, it's tine number 1 is getting the hot lead, and then you wire your ground to the top, and this is based on a 2-wire pickup. For the neck, since these are kind of facing each other and they're opposite, counting 1, 2, 3 down from the top, the number 3 tine is going to be where your hot lead goes to, and then your ground gets soldered to the top. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that without trying to film it because it's too tight. Alright, we have the pickups installed, everything wired up, and we are going to now check and see if this works. Good way to do that is to plug it into your amp, turn the amp up relatively loud, and then tab on the pole pieces. And then you can adjust the volume and tone as you do that, and you can tell if it works or not. Even with the tone controls, you can tell that it's changing the tone. So it turned out all the wiring and everything worked great. Stay tuned for next week's video where I assemble the rest of the guitar and then run into a very strange problem with the bridge that I have to kind of figure out how to fix on the fly. Again, all these parts and other great parts are available at my store, my online store, which is thompsonguitarparts.com. And I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.